Hi, Tom. Okay, so it's live, but the thing is, I just go live and renamed it, so I don't know if I'm on your actual link. I think it's fine. I'm just gonna share it on Facebook, and then people can follow. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Bye. Hello. Garbage here?
The brunch is happening after the program, so yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'll have them bring out plates. Good. Yeah. Where's Benjamin? Where is he? Come have a seat. Have a seat here. I'll get Benjamin.
He's over there by the music.
Where you look?
I'll get Benjamin.
You can. Sit on down. Benjamin, va. Va, chef, va. Chef, va. Andiamo.
Josh, this is streaming live, I think. You're not in it, but Eliyahu is. No.
Should we sit somewhere else?
No, it's perfectly fine. I'm just saying.
Sarah. Lara. Give me food after.
I know.
Okay. Give me food after.
I know. What's that?
Where? There's seats over here. What's this?
For me, for her, for him.
The sofa was excellent.
Yeah, you're total. Benjamin, sit properly.
Hello, hello, hello. Good enough. Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to welcome everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to please have a seat. We'll be starting momentarily. If you want, you can grab some food, and then you can go have a seat, and then we'll be having our brunch after the ceremony. Okay? Thank you very much.
How's the mark? Where you at? Pull some chairs out too. Yep. Out. You can pull some chairs Maybe outside. I'm gonna look for some. No, it isn't something stored.
I thought about that. Have my dad go with that time outside. They told me not to do Right, so we're on obsessed with and we're not old. It's my Aaron's younger. It's like, because you guys
He might be a little.
I'm tired.
Sarah, how are you feeling?
I have a cold, but from the night I missed this thing a lot better. I don't know what happened. Then I got a cold the next time. We're all sick. It's okay. I really want to come to your finals. I really was looking forward to it. Next time. Okay. I have another carrier.
Should I put him on?
Okay, you use this one. Nice to stay. Oh yeah, want to sit down with your Ava? No, where do you want to go? When do you need coming back? We're about to start.
Everybody please come in. Troy, come on in.
When the man's done talking, we'll give you
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome and thank you all for joining today for the Hachnasat Torah, the welcoming of a new Sefer Torah to the Manhattan Jewish experience. This is a very unique, special, auspicious time that we are able to welcome as we continue to expand the work that has gone on. And Experience has been providing programs for young professionals, Shabbat dinners, Torah classes, services, literally for thousands and thousands of Jews. A few years back, we decided that things were going so well, let's set up another destination. We set up the east side of MJE. And then a few years later, we moved downtown to create a new division, a new site. And we've been running classes and programs, and we've been building our community. And everything is culminating today with the receiving of this beautiful Torah. We are officially on the map. We have a Sefer Torah, one that's going to be read from weekly, one that's going to be taken out during the holidays, one that's going to be used to look out in our Torah classes. It is now an opportunity for us to continue to hold the flame, the torch of Torah, and pass it on to the next generation. It's really, we feel so blessed. We want to thank the Lempel family so very much. For allowing us to welcome and for offering the special gift of the Torah into our community. The 613th commandment in the Torah states the Atah and now Kisvu es Hashira Hazos. that each and every one of you should write this song. Now we know Torah can be costly. The Torah takes a skill set and technical knowledge to understand. Bezalel is here today, showing everybody, explaining to everybody the beauty, the intricacies of what it takes to write a Torah scroll. So it's not a simple matter. It could take years. However, we're told in the pasuk itself, the way that we are able to take this Torah into our midst, even if we can't write it, and to velimda, to pass it on to the next generation. The key word in the pasuk is shira. The Torah is called a song. Unfortunately, we sometimes leave it on the bookshelf and we look at our Torah as an ancient book of history, laws, regulations, a bunch of verses perhaps that I don't connect to and understand. But what the Limpel family does understand, and what each and every one of you here today understands, and what Manhattan Jewish Experience is truly all about, is that the Torah is a song. It's something that can speak to each and every one of us in our hearts. It's something that can speak to the young, to the old. It's something that can elevate us, that can help us dance, where we can feel energized and full of vigor. That's what music is. That's what the Torah is. And so it gives me great honor to be here today. I've been at MJE now for about 15 plus years. I want to acknowledge the presence of my wife, my son, as well as my in-laws who are here today. And of course, without further ado, to introduce my dear colleague, my close friend, the founder of the Manhattan Jewish Experience, to kick off today's Hachnasa, Rabbi Mark Wilds, and Jill, who's here, who have worked tirelessly on behalf of the Jewish people, literally week in, week out, every day, every night, making sure that people can hear the Shira, the song of the Torah. Without further ado, Rabbi Mark Wilds.
Yishakoach. Thank you, Rabbi Ezra. I just want to start by being Makir Tov, by recognizing all of the extraordinary love, devotion, and dedication that Rabbi Ezra and Stephanie give to MGE Downtown for all of these years. Please give it up for Rabbi Ezra. Also want to thank Morty and Esther Limpel, who we met through their amazing daughter, Dini, who's watching this Facebook Live from Israel. We had the honor of having Dini as a member of our fusion team. And I just want to welcome Gila, who's here as well, their other daughter, and their beautiful family that are joining us this morning. We had the honor of having them before they left the city to daven with us at MG. This is very, very special. Rabbi Ezra asked if I could share a story that I've been sharing for many years, but I've never said it here. And it's really appropriate for this kind of Torah, for this kind of community. And there's a story told of a middle-aged man in an out-of-town synagogue who didn't have much of a background in Judaism. And every Shabbos, without fail, the gabbai of the shul would come over and ask Harry if he would like to have an aliyah, be called up to the Torah to say the blessing, or any other kibbut, any other honor. And Harry, without fail, would always turn him down. He had no background in Judaism. He's starting to learn a little more. He was way too embarrassed to do anything too Jewish in public. But the gabbai was persistent. And every Shabbos, Harry, I'm coming after you. You're going to do an aliyah. And Harry said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it. And then one Shabbos, the gabbai came over, and he says, you know, at the end of the Torah reading, there's always somebody who gets up and lifts the Torah in the air, and someone else who comes up and wraps it. So the gabbai says, yeah, Hagabah and Galila. If you get someone from the synagogue to teach me how to do the wrapping, I'll take that on. So during the week, he meets with one of the Balabatim, one of the congregants, who teaches him the 3 steps. How do you do Galila? So it's not that complicated. It's a little harder for the person who's lifting it, right? But the person who does Galila first rolls it, step 1, places the bendel around it, step 2, we've got that, and then the mantle on top, step 3. The moment of truth arrives the next Shabbos. The Gabbai calls Harry up for Galila, and his heart's going pitter-patter, he's all nervous. He's never done anything like this before publicly, but he's going to do it. And the person who has Hagba ascends the bima, steps up, lifts the Torah high up in the air, pulls it wide. Harry gets up there, he's memorized the 3 steps. He rolls it. He puts the bendel around it, puts the mantle on top. He breathes a huge sigh of relief, and he walks off the bima. And there's the Gabbai standing with this beautiful silver crown. And he takes the silver crown and he gives it to Harry. And Harry's just frozen. He doesn't know what to do with this thing. Nobody said anything about a silver crown. He followed the 3 steps. What's going on? So he's just frozen. And everybody's looking. So the Gabbai whispers, he says, Harry, he says, put it on. So Harry's like, this is so strange. And like the guy who's holding the Torah, it's getting a little heavy. He whispers from behind the Torah. He's like, Harry, put it on. You know where this is going. He gets back up on the bima, takes the silver crown, puts it on his head, and he walks around and figures, he's got to make it ceremonial. He walks around so everybody can see and everyone has a good laugh. The next Shabbos, the rabbi gets up to deliver his drasha. And he says, last week we all had a good laugh at Harry's expense. But the truth is, if anyone in this congregation deserves to wear a crown of Torah, it's Harry. And he pulls out the Rambam, the writings of the great Maimonides, who writes, B'shlosh ktarim nechteru Yisrael, that with 3 crowns has the Jewish people been crowned. Keter Torah, the crown of Torah, Keter Kahuna, the crown of priesthood, Keter Malchut, and the crown of kingship. And he goes on to say that whereas the crown of Kahuna, of priesthood, can only be worn by Aaron and his descendants, and the crown of kingship only by David and his descendants, the crown of Torah, listen to this, Harei munach va'omed u'muchan l'chol Yisrael. It is ready, it is prepared, it is standing for any Jew. Shne'emar Torah tziva lanu Moshe morasha kihilas Yaakov. Kol mi sheyirtzeh, continues the Rambam, anyone who wants it, yavo v'yitol. Anyone who wants the Torah can come and take it. It's not like the Kahuna. If your father isn't a Kohen, sorry. It's not like the Malchus kingship. If you're not of the Davidic dynasty, you're out of luck. Torah is available, and it is ready, and it is waiting to anyone who wants to take it into their life. And we are so grateful at MGE that we now can welcome our 3rd Torah, but our first for MGE downtown. Because downtown represents so many young Jewish people who were not raised, who were not gifted Torah in their youth. And at MGE, we are offering them this opportunity to make Torah their own so that they can wear the crown of Torah. Torah was not simply for those who were born or raised with it. It's for every Jew. And this Torah, Morty and Esther, I want just know, because this is in memory of both of your respective parents, and it should be Aliyah and Shema for all of them. This has a great zechus, this Torah, not only because it's over 100 years old, and it's from Poland, and it's going to be used, but it's going to be used by young Jewish people that weren't raised with it, and that are coming forward and stepping forward and making themselves part of our Jewish people by taking the crown of Torah and placing it on their own heads. They'll probably learn how to do the Hagbah a little better than Harry. They won't be wearing crowns of Torah. But they will, B'ezrat Hashem, because of this Torah and the amazing work that Rabbi Ezra does downtown, be able to make this Torah a true part of their lives. This is an amazing zechus and merit for our community. Anyone who comes to Achnasa Sefer Torah, you should all know, everyone by being here on this Sunday has a chelek in this, has a part in this. The difference between this Torah and a brand new one is that we don't get to write the last couple of letters, but to take a century-old Torah from Europe which has been brought to these shores, and to use that Torah to bring our Jewish brothers and sisters back to Yiddishkeit. I can think of no greater zechus for your parents and for our community. Thank you all for being here, and it gives me great pleasure to be able to introduce our esteemed benefactors and gifters of this beautiful Sefer Torah. Please give it up for Maury Lampel.
So I'm not as accomplished a speaker as your two distinguished erudite rabbis, so I wrote up something a little bit, which I'll read for you, which hopefully conveys what conveys our feelings about this. I get a little emotional with these things. Rishus Rabbi Wiles and Rabbi Cohen, I would like to thank everyone who's here today to participate in this joyous celebration of the Haknasa Sefer Torah. Esther and I have had the zchus and pleasure to be able to restore and donate this Sefer Torah in memory of our beloved parents, Shmuel Yitzchak and Pessel Brandl Becher, and Yitzchak and Devorah Lempel, Zechronam Levraka, to whom the study and observance of the Torah was so important and meaningful. What makes the Sefer Torah so special is that it was conceived and written in Poland well over 100 years ago, where our respective parents were born and lived through the horror and persecution of the Holocaust. It makes it even more meaningful to us knowing that this holy Torah is being read every Shabbos and Yom Tov at MJE downtown. Both of our daughters, Gila, who is here today with her beautiful family, and Adina, have very strong connections to MJE. Over the years, they have told us about the warmth and friendship of the MJE family. Adina, who made Aliyah to Israel this past September, was very active in MJE as part of the Fusion program and continues to have very strong feelings for MJE. Both Esther and I know that our respective parents would be very happy and proud that we restored and donated the Sefer Torah to such a worthy organization as MJE, which has been responsible for enriching the lives of so many Jewish souls and furthering their study and love of Torah. I would like to end by saying to the School of Mitzvos, Rabbi Wiles and Rabbi Cohen, and to their wives, and wish them continued hatzlacha in their worthy endeavors on behalf of Klal Yisrael.
In just a moment, thank you, we're going to welcome in, first of all, I just want to also recognize two other esteemed rabbinic figures, Rabbi Joshua Klein, who is here, who's going to be bringing in the other Sefer Torahs to welcome in their new friend. I also want to welcome Rabbi Shudrik, Ariana, who is also a member of our Fusion team's father, who's the chief rabbi of Poland, who is here, just happens to be here, wanting to know what happened to one of his Sefer Torahs. And it's in pretty good hands. He's not asking for it back, okay. But it's a great honor to have you, Rabbi Shudrik, and I asked Yavnel and Michal, I put them on the spot, because I have a favorite song, and it's the Torah song written by Journeys many years ago. They've never played it, they heard it once, and most musicians be like, sorry, it's not part of our repertoire. But these guys are helping to create a very beautiful moment for us. I want you to pay attention to the words. They're very beautiful. It's about a Sefer Torah that was used and celebrated in Poland and in the old country for decades and decades, and then shut down because of the Shoah, and then brought back to life. I cannot think of a more appropriate song, so please listen.
shul where I would stay. And as the rabbi held me close against his chest, he spoke out loud and clear to all the rest. He said, no matter if you're very old or if you're young, live by the words you'll find inside this scroll. 3 days a week they read from me out loud. It filled my soul with joy, it made me proud. They followed each and every verse with fire in their eyes, the words that told them how to live their lives. Their nations come and go. I saw the old men die and the children grow, but never in a century did I miss my turn once, for the fathers they had left me with their sons. But the hatred from the west came to Kiev, and they rounded up the Jews who had not fled. But my the shaman, he was as bold. He hid me in his cellar dark and cold. And for years and years I waited all alone for the people of my town to take me home. And they'd sing and dance and hold me high when they carried me away to the little wooden shul where I would stay. But it was someone else who found my hiding place. And to America he sent me in a crate. And the men who took me off the boat, they said I was a prize. But they were Jews I did not recognize. And in a case of glass they put me on display, where visitors would look at me and say, how very nice, how beautiful, a stunning work of art. But they knew not what was right inside my heart. And across the room I saw upon the shelf some old friends of mine who lived back in Kiev, and a pair of silver candlesticks, a menorah made of brass. We'd all become mere echoes of the past. So if you hear my voice, why don't you come along and take me to the place where I belong, and maybe even sing and dance when you carried me away to some little wooden shul where I could stay. And as the rabbi holds me close against his chest, I'll speak out loud and clear to all of the rest. He'll say, no matter if you're very young or if you're old, live by the words you'll find inside this scroll. Live by the words you'll find inside my soul.
Michal and Yavniel. As we conclude the Hachnasat Torah, we're going to take our other two Torah scrolls. Rabbi Wilds and Rabbi Klein will now take them from the Aron, and then we're going to recite a few verses as we do each and every Shabbat as we escort the Torah from the Ark to be read. We'll get an opportunity to dance. I'm sure that's what all of you are excited about, as well as have some brunch. This is called a Sudat Mitzvah. It's an opportunity to fulfill a commandment by eating. It's amazing. We Jews. But there's going to be bread you can wash, and the full catered brunch will begin following the dancing as well. Betzalel, our sofer, is going to be here. Highly encourage everybody to spend a few moments to listen to the beauty of Safrut, of what writing a scroll is all about. If you have mezuzot or tefillin that maybe you just happen to have with you and you want to get checked, you can give them to them, or if you want to purchase as well, Betzalel.
Excuse me, man.
Oh, please tell everybody.
I'm sorry, I'm Morty's sister.
Welcome.
I just wanted to mention that my father, Olav Shalom, trained to be a sofer in Poland. I don't know if anybody ever mentioned that, but he had, yeah.
Pretty amazing cycle, and we don't call this coincidence that today we are celebrating the work of a sofer, Rabbi Shine, who restored this Torah, took it, literally resurrected it to be used. It's an amazing story of Jewish renewal, and we once again want to give heartfelt thanks to the Limpel family for gifting us this beautiful Torah to be used by young Jews in New York City. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking out time on your weekend to be involved in something spiritual, right? We're putting off our physical, the brunch, to be connected to our souls today. This is something which really is, as we say at the beginning of the Pasuk, it says V'ata, which doesn't mean and you, but it means and now. And now means that we recognize that each and every moment in our lives can be full of significance. That something amazing and awesome can happen in this moment right now. And it is. And there's a bracha that we say, it's Shechianu, we can all rise. As we welcome in the Sefer Torah, it focuses on the power of the moment. And when you are connected to the Torah, you understand that every conversation, that every action, every deed, every human being, there is a spark of sanctity and kedusha within it. So the bracha is Shechianu. If we can ask, Morty, would you like to, can you say the bracha of Shechianu for us?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shechianu v'kimanu v'higiyanu l'azman hazeh.
Amen. And now we're going to recite, where's my sitter? Sorry. I do this every week, but just everyone, we can just recite responsively the call to the Torah as we welcome officially our new Sefer Torah to the Manhattan Jewish Experience. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonai, Kadosh Shema, Gadol Adonai Iti, Ramama Shema Yata.
Hashibenu Hashem. la la la
What's his name? What's his name? Oh. What's his You like walk home and stuff. It's so hard like that. Oh, that's good. Everybody, you can wash, you can enjoy celebration brunch. Thank you again all for coming. We're going to be davening mincha across the hall with our new Sefer Torah. We're not reading the Torah, but because of its presence, we will lay our arms upon our heads upon our arms for Tachanun. So if anyone's interested in mincha, we're going to be doing it across the hall. Otherwise, please enjoy this special Sudas mitzvah. Once again, let's give it up for Aniel and Yavniel and Michal. Let's give it up.
right.
Thank you so much.
I do. Well, you know, to be honest, it's very hard for me to wait with them.
We're both out the caucus.
Yeah. Oh, no. My parents' age, you're not allowed to have
Is there like an eBay for Torah restoration?
Yeah. Hey, wife. Oh, can I see my son? I want to see little guy. He's a beauty. Big boy. Oh yeah, he's like 3 months old. He's big. Sorry.
My brother, somehow, was the oldest of the youngest. I had an uncle, apparently a female, so I don't know his name. My youngest son, I was unfortunately, he wasn't very old. My father brought us to Poland. So other came here to reach Poland was invaded. And the boat went back to Poland.
Wow. And so your grandfather was a sofer?
No, his uncle, my father's uncle.
Uncle, oh.
His uncle. His dad,